The difference between people who stay stuck and people who rise isn't always money. Sometimes it's one simple question. Are you asking, or are you trading? Many people trap themselves with one belief: I have nothing to give. And that belief creates a loop: scarcity, asking for chances, shame, and more scarcity. But life doesn't reward the person who begs better. Life rewards the person who offers value, even a small one. And there was once a man who believed exactly that he had nothing to offer. Until one day, at a crowded train station, one question changed his entire life. So before you scroll away, stay with this story until the very end, because what this man discovered may change the way you see your own life, and the lesson waiting for you could be far more valuable than money. The station was always loud, people rushing, footsteps, announcements, trains arriving and leaving, and in one corner, a man survived by holding out his hand for coins. No plan, no direction, just another day, until he noticed a businessman on the platform. Well-dressed, calm, confident. The beggar thought, he looks rich. If I ask him, he'll give me more. He stepped forward to ask, but the businessman spoke first. Do you only take from others? Or have you ever given something to anyone? The beggar froze, then answered honestly, I'm a beggar, sir. What could I possibly give? The businessman nodded and said, if you believe you have nothing to offer, then you shouldn't expect to receive much, I believe, in exchange. And he walked away. That night, the beggar couldn't sleep, not because of the cold, but because of that sentence repeating in his mind. To receive, you must give. He stared into the darkness and asked himself, what do I have that I can offer? The next morning, he noticed wildflowers growing near the tracks. Nobody picked them, nobody cared, but they were beautiful. And he had a thought, simple, almost foolish. What if, every time someone gives me a coin, I give them a flower? So he tried it. A coin for a flower. At first, people were surprised. Then, they smiled. Something changed in their eyes. It wasn't pity anymore. It was respect. Because now, the beggar wasn't just taking, he was giving something back. After a few days, he noticed a pattern. When he had flowers, people gave more. When he didn't, the coins disappeared. And that's when he understood. They weren't paying for pity. They were paying for a small moment of beauty, a small moment of meaning. One day he saw the businessman again. This time, he didn't ask. He stood straighter and said, Sir, today I have something to trade, a coin for a flower. The businessman looked at him and smiled. Now you're doing business. Now you're not just asking, you're exchanging. From that day on, he stopped picking random wildflowers. He bought seeds. He learned how to grow them, how to bundle them, how to make them look valuable. And then he left the station, not out of shame, but because he no longer belonged to the role of a beggar. 6 months later, at the same station, two well-dressed men met. One was the businessman. The other was the former beggar, now running a real flower business. He said, you taught me one truth that changed my life. We receive when we give. I wasn't powerless and I was just thinking like I was. You're not stuck because you're unlucky. You're stuck because you defined yourself too small. Ask yourself one question. What value can I offer, even if it's small? If this hit you, comment, give, and stay close. Because the next story may reveal the dangerous habit keeping millions of people poor without them ever realizing it. Thank you for watching. Your next level.